Alright, hi guys, welcome back. Today we're doing Modern English Proficiency Level, lesson number 25. Today we're going to talk about run down. What does it mean when you're run down? Well, if you're run down, it means you're too tired. You've been working too hard. You've been shooting 6 episodes of a show every single day, and you feel like you're about to die. That just means your body is not very healthy because you've been working too hard. Okay? But before we start talking about run down, let's take a look at the warm-up. So everybody repeat after me. First of all, Plymouth Sleuths thwart loose sleuthing. Does that sound like anything? No. But let's try it one more time. Plymouth Sleuths thwart loose sleuthing. Alright, great. I don't want to say that 10 times fast. I don't even want to say it 3 times fast. But we can talk about what some of the words in this mean. First of all, Plymouth. This is just a place name. A city name would be Plymouth, okay? Sleuth. What is a sleuth? A sleuth is another way to say detective. Somebody that's looking for something, trying to find something out, would be a detective or a sleuth, okay? And finally, another word, thwart. If you thwart something, you stop it, right? I was at the bank, somebody was trying to rob the bank, but I thwarted them. That means I stopped them. I stopped something bad from happening. I thwarted it, okay? So that's thwart. So, and also Luth. Luth is, I guess, just a name, okay? So let's read the whole thing one more time. Plymouth Sleuths thwart Luth's sleuthing. Boy, that's a fun one to say, isn't it? But just remember, sleuth, a detective, okay? And thwart means to stop something. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. Okay guys, now it's time for a little quiz on the words we learned during the warm-up. Alright, so first of all, do you remember the word sleuth? Tell me what the word sleuth means. What is this? That's right. Sleuth is another way to say detective. Very good. Next question. What does the word thwart mean? Tell me what the word thwart means. That's right. Thwart means to stop something from happening. To stop something. Thwart something. Very good. Alright, so now let's take a look at the interesting idioms. So today, we're talking about run down. What's it mean when you're run down? It means you're just not feeling very healthy. It means you're feeling really tired. It means you've been working hard recently, so you get run down. That's what that means, run down. Just don't feel very healthy, don't feel very strong, okay? So, let's read the first sentence, okay? First sentence. I feel a bit under the weather. Okay? One more time. I feel a bit under the weather. Alright, what do we mean by this? Under the weather. Well, you know what weather is, right? Outside is weather. If you look outside, you can see if it's sunny, if it's raining, if it's snowing, that's weather. If you're under the weather, it just means kind of like maybe there's a dark cloud over your head. Have you ever heard that expression before? If you have a dark cloud over your head. Think about a cloud over your head, following you everywhere you go, raining on you. Okay, what would that make you feel like? Make you feel so sad, make you feel so tired. Probably make you feel very uncomfortable. So that's what under the weather means. If you feel under the weather, it's not like I'm sick. It just means I feel a little bit sick. There's a little something wrong with me right now. I'm under the weather. Okay? So let's read that sentence one more time. I feel a bit under the weather. Let's look at the next one. I've been under a lot of stress lately. Okay? One more time. I've been under a lot of stress lately. Okay, so if you're under stress, what is stress? If you feel stressed, that's like pressure, okay? And also another word, very important here, lately. If you put the word lately behind something, it just means in recent time, okay? In the recent few weeks, in the last few weeks, in the last few days. You could say, I've been sick lately. That means I've been sick in the last couple of days, all right? So let's read that one more time. I've been under a lot of stress lately. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. I'm dead to the world. Okay, one more time. I'm dead to the world. Okay, what does this mean? If you're dead to the world. That just means you don't know anything, okay? You can't concentrate on anything. It just means you're so tired that whatever else is going on around you makes no sense to you. You don't care about anything. Think about when you're so tired. You want to sleep no matter what. Maybe you've been awake for 2 days. All you want to do is sleep. You don't care about anything else. You could say, I'm dead to the world. You You sleep so soundly, nothing makes any difference to you. Even if your house was on fire, you wouldn't care. You'd be dead to it, okay? So let's read that sentence one more time. I'm dead to the world. Okay, time for a short quiz. So you're going to have to answer some questions for me. First of all, what does it mean if I'm feeling under the weather? What does this mean, under the weather? That's right, under the weather means you're feeling a little bit sick, right? Maybe you're not completely sick, but maybe you're a little tired or a little sick. That's under the weather. Very good. Next question, what does the word stress mean? That's right, stress means pressure. Very good. Next question, what does the word lately mean? That's right, you can use this word in the place of recently. It means the same thing as recently. Last question, what does it mean to be dead to the world? That's right, if you're dead to the world, it means you don't care what's going on around you. You're so tired. Very good.
Carl, come with me for a moment, would you?
What do you want?
Well, what's the matter, Carl? It didn't sound like you.
I don't know, John. I feel run down again. I didn't mean to get so upset at Fred.
He didn't deserve it.
I know. I regret what I said. I've been working too hard. I'm beat.
We have been through this before, Carl. It's not just the hard work. You have let your health deteriorate. You have to relax more. Do something fun to ease the pressure.
Yeah, my health sucks. I feel like an old man sometimes. My body is exhausted.
Don't neglect your health anymore, Carl. Do something about it for your sake.
Yes, I will. No more of this for me.
All right, class, now it's time to take a look at the 10 sentences. Now, these 10 sentences all deal with run down, if you're feeling run down or not feeling yourself. So, let's take a look at the first sentence. Repeat after me. I feel tired all the time. All right, one more time. I feel tired all the time. Boy, this one's tough. What does tired mean? If you're tired, you want to go to sleep, right? I'm tired. I want to sleep. Now, one good thing you can grab out of this sentence is all the time, all right? If you say all the time, it means every single day, right? At all hours of the day. Like if I'm tired all the time, when I wake up, I'm tired. At night, I'm tired. No matter what, I'm tired. You could say something like, I feel hungry all the time. It means I'm always hungry, okay? So it just means always, right? All the time, you can change always. You could say, I feel tired, or I always feel tired, right? So, let's do this sentence one more time. I feel tired all the time. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. Number 2. When I'm depressed, I don't feel so well. Okay, one more time. When I'm depressed, I don't feel so well. Okay, very good word here. Very, very useful word. Depressed. What does depressed mean? If a person is depressed, that means they're feeling sad, but maybe not for a specific reason. If you feel depressed, you just feel a sad feeling, right? Maybe you wake up in the morning one day and, oh, I don't want to go on living. This life sucks. I feel so bad. That's depressed. You just don't feel happy for no real reason, right? There's no real reason in your mind like, oh, I have a toothache, so I feel so sad. No, it's just I feel sad for no real reason. That's depressed, okay, or depression. And I don't feel so well. It just means I don't feel very well. You know what that means, I don't feel very well. So let's do this one more time. When I'm depressed, I don't feel so well. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next sentence. Number 3. This one's fun to say for me. I feel like an old woman. They don't pay me enough to say that. One more time. I feel like an old woman. All right. I don't know how you know what an old woman feels like, but I'd probably say I feel like an old man. In fact, I have said that before. It just means I feel like I'm so old. My whole body hurts, right? So if you're younger and you're getting run down, you could say I feel like I'm old, right? You just say my muscles hurt, my back hurts, my body hurts, just like I'm old. I'm worn out, right? I'm run down. So let's say that one more time. I feel like an old woman. Okay, good. Let's take a look at the next sentence. Number 4. I think I've been smoking too much lately. I wake up every morning coughing. Okay, one more time. I think I've been smoking too much lately. I wake up every morning coughing. All right, so what does this mean? Well, you're smoking too much lately. Another good way to say recently, right? Lately means in recent time, right? Lately. I've been smoking too much. So you smoke too much, right? You smoke cigarette, right? Okay? Now, if you wake up every morning coughing, what does cough mean? Cough. Like that. So, let's do it one more time. I've been smoking too much lately. I wake up every morning coughing. All right, excellent. Let's move on to the next one. Number 5. I've been working too hard. I'm beat. Okay, one more time. I've been working too hard. I'm beat. So if you're working too hard, you can understand this, right? I work too hard. My job is too hard. I work too hard. If I'm beat, beat just means I'm tired. If you're beat, it means you're worn out. You're tired. I'm beat. Oh, it's been a long day. I've been working for 7 hours. I've been working for 8 hours. I've been digging holes all day. And now I'm beat. Just means I'm worn out. Okay? So let's do this one more time. I've been working too hard. I'm beat. Okay, very good. Let's look at the next one. Number 6. I've let my health deteriorate. Okay, one more time. I've let my health deteriorate. Okay, another way to say this is just I've let my health go. It means I've not been taking care of my health. I've not been keeping healthy. I've not been watching what I eat. I haven't been sleeping well. You let something deteriorate, it means you let it get worse. It gets worse. Deteriorate, okay? So let's do it one more time. I've let my health deteriorate. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. Number 7. I feel so down and out. Okay, one more time. I feel so down and out. All right, what's it mean when you're down and out? It means you're tired, it means you're sad, it means you're worn up, it means you're maybe beat up. All right, so let's do this one more time. I feel so down and out. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. Number 8. What am I going to do with my life? Okay, one more time. What am I going to do with my life? Boy, an important question, isn't it? Well, you probably asked this if you lost your job, all right? If you just graduated school, you could ask this question too. What am I going to do with my life? Just means what kind of a job should I get? What should I do with my life? So let's read that sentence one more time. What am I going to do with my life? All right, good. Let's move on to the next one, all right? Number 9. I don't feel like going on anymore. Okay, one more time. I don't feel like going on anymore. Ooh. This is a dangerous statement. If somebody tells you this, it means they probably want to kill themselves. This means I don't want to go on living, usually. So maybe you'd hear somebody say this when they're sitting on a window getting ready to jump out the window, or holding a gun to their head, or perhaps with a knife, getting ready to cut their wrists. You'd hear somebody say, I don't want to go on anymore, or I don't feel like going on. So what we mean is going on with your life, living anymore, okay? Or you could use this maybe a little better way. Maybe at your job you could say, I don't feel like going on anymore. It means I can't take this job anymore also. So 2 ways you could use that. So let's read that one more time. I don't feel like going on anymore. Okay, good. Let's look at the next one. Number 10. Your health has really gone downhill. Okay, one more time. Your health has really gone downhill. So once again, health. Is your body healthy? Are you not healthy? If something's gone downhill, well, just think of it this way. If it's on top, it's on the top of the hill, right? If it goes downhill, it goes down. Your health goes down. It goes to a lower level if something goes downhill. Now, you can use this to describe many different things. You don't just use this for your health. You could walk into a bar that you haven't been to for a long time, and you could say, wow, this bar has really gone downhill. Okay, this restaurant has really gone downhill. Just means it's gotten worse. It's not as good as it used to be. All right, guys, now let's take a look at the quiz. We're going to learn about these words that we just talked about here in the 10 sentences. So my first question for you guys is, what does the word tired mean? If I say I'm feeling tired, what does that mean? Well, that's right. Very good. If I'm tired, it means I want to go to sleep. I want to put my head down on a table on top of my little paper with all the numbers, and I want to fall asleep. That's what tired means. Next question. What does the word depressed mean? If I tell you I'm depressed, what does that mean? That's right. If you're depressed, it means you're sad, but for no specific reason. Very good. Next question. What does smoking mean? Very good. If you're smoking, it means you're lighting a cigarette, you're inhaling the fumes from it. Very good. Next question. Remember I told you about smoker's cough. What does that mean? What's a smoker's cough? That's right. If you smoke a lot, probably every morning you'll wake up and cough. That's a smoker's cough. Next question, if I tell you I'm beat, what does this mean? If I say I'm beat, what am I talking about? That's right, if I'm beat, it just means I'm really tired. I'm beat. Next question, what does the word deteriorate mean? What does the word deteriorate mean? That's right, if something deteriorates, it gets worse. It gets worse in quality, okay? Next question, if I tell you I'm feeling down and out, what does that mean? That's right, it means I'm really tired, or maybe I feel a little sick. I'm down and out. Next question, if I tell you I don't feel like going on anymore, what does this mean? That's right, it means I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to go on with my life. Very good. Last question, if I tell you something has gone downhill, if I say this restaurant has really gone downhill, what do I mean? That's right, if something goes downhill, that means it gets worse. It loses quality, right? It's a lesser quality, it goes downhill. Alright guys, now it's time for a little joke. So, today we're going to have a Jesus joke. Boy, there's a lot of jokes about Jesus. Jesus Christ, you know, Jesus Christ. There's also blonde jokes, we've had blonde jokes. There's doctor jokes, there's bar jokes, you know, a guy walks into a bar, that sort of joke. Well, this one's a Jesus joke, okay? So, first of all, this joke is called, May I Borrow the Car? Okay? So, first of all, a son asks his dad to borrow the car because he will go out with a girl. He wants to go out with a girl. His dad says, sure, as soon as you cut your long hair. The boy smiles and answers, Dad, Jesus had long hair. So the dad says, yeah, and Jesus walked everywhere he went too, didn't he? Ah, that's hilarious. Okay, so anyway, first of all, the boy wants to borrow the car, right? If you borrow something, you take it for a while and then give it back. The boy had long hair, right? Long hair is not acceptable for some people. Some people don't like long hair. But of course, Jesus had long hair. And of course, Jesus didn't drive anywhere in a car either because he was around before cars were. So anyway, that's the point of this joke. On to the next part. Alright guys, now it's time for our cultural portion of the lesson. So what I'm going to talk about, well, everybody gets run down, right? Some people get more stress than other people. We're talking about stress here too. In the past I've talked about pace of life, how fast things go in certain places. Now, what do you do if you want to unwind? Alright, here's a good word for you. If you unwind, that means what you do to relax. You go home, you drink a lot, and you fall asleep. You go home, you do some sort of drugs, I don't know. But unwind just means to relax. After a hard day, you get all wound up. Think about an old kind of clock. You have to wind it, an old kind of watch. There's a spring in there that gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Think about when you're under pressure, your muscles get tighter and tighter and tighter. If you want to unwind, you want to loosen up, right? You want to relax. Okay, so what do you do to unwind? A lot of people here in China, well, you can go get a massage, right? That's a good way to relax. Or there's another choice. In America too, you can go to like a spa or a retreat. Now I've seen places in China here that are kind of like a combination between a health spa and a little hospital. So maybe you want to go out in the countryside, you want to breathe some fresh air, you want to relax by a pool. Good way to unwind, right? A lot of people need to take a vacation. Even better way to unwind. Go somewhere completely different. Go to a different part of the world. Take a vacation. Now, other people don't have this choice. They're so run down, there's nowhere to go, nothing to do. Well, maybe you can take some pills. You can go to the doctor. If you're feeling depressed all the time, we talked about depression today. Remember depression, you're always feeling sad. There's some people that have what's called clinical depression. This is a depression that won't go away for months, for years even. Think about if you were depressed for an entire year. It would drive you crazy. Now there's people that are like this, and it's because of something called a chemical imbalance in their brain. There's something wrong with their brain. Their brain's not making enough of the right kind of chemicals, so they're always feeling sad. Now, there are things you can do for this. Some people take what's called Prozac. This is a relatively new kind of drug that alters your mood. It can make you happier. It can make you cheerful. You keep taking this drug, it can change the chemistry in your brain and make it more like a normal person's brain. That's Prozac, one way to do that. There's other ways too, of course. But anyway, different things you can do to unwind. Remember, unwind means relax. You can go on a vacation. Maybe you can go to a spa or a resort. Maybe you can go get a massage. Some people actually like to exercise to unwind. Some people like to run really hard. Some people like to test their body, make themselves sweat, run a race, ride a bicycle. It's also a good way to lose stress. You burn off energy. At the end of it, you feel a natural high. You actually have something called endorphins, okay? This is a thing in your brain. If you do something good, if you exercise, your brain will release a natural chemical, a kind of natural drug called an endorphin that will make you feel good after you exercise. A lot of people like to unwind that way. Do something really hard, do some really stressful exercise, and then relax a little bit after that. So anyway, many different ways to unwind, many different ways to relax, many different ways to get rid of the stress or the pressure. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yuck! Can you guys say that for me, please? Yuck! But yuck basically means the same thing as ugh. All right, if you eat something that doesn't taste good, imagine you take a great big bite of poop. What would you say? You'd say, yuck! That's gross, right? Another word I want to teach you, gross, okay? You can use this in two ways. Now, if you're eating something bad, you could say yuck. You could say this food, yuck, it doesn't taste good. All right, this is just an expression. But if you want to use an adjective to describe a certain kind of food, you could say this food is yucky, right? Yucky, Y-U-C-K-Y. Add that to the end, it's yucky. The food is yucky. Now, another thing you could say is gross, okay? Gross, what does this mean? This is probably one of the most popular words that we'll probably cover this later in the book too, but gross just means something is not good. It's okay, imagine this, okay? I spit in my hand, okay? What do you feel? Ooh, that's not very nice. But then I go, that's gross, right? The feeling you get, oh, my stomach, kind of sick. That's gross, okay? That's what you feel by gross. And also you could say, yuck, something's gross. You could say yuck, okay? So think about something that tastes bad or think about something that looks bad would be yuck, all right? The next word I'm going to teach you is yum, Y-U-M. Yum, okay? So this is just The opposite of yuck. If you have something that tastes good, you can say yum, all right? And an adjective to describe something that's good is yummy. How was the food? It was yummy. Please don't say this if you're a guy, though. It sounds kind of strange. How was the food? Yummy. No, this is usually something a girl would say, okay? Let's move on to the next one. Repeat after me. Hey, wise up. Okay? One more time. Hey, wise up. Okay, well, if you tell somebody to wise up, it means stop being so stupid. Stop acting so irresponsibly, okay? If you're not doing your job very well, I could tell you, hey, wise up. That means concentrate. Pay more attention. Do something, in a better manner. Do something smarter. That's wise up, all right? Or you could just mean somebody's dumb. If somebody asks you a really stupid question, you could say, hey, wise up. Come on, don't be so dumb. Wise up. So either stop acting so stupid or stop asking such stupid questions. Wise up. Okay? So let's say that one more time. Hey, wise up. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. Everybody repeat. Put up or shut up. Okay? One more time. Put up or shut up. Okay, what does this mean? Put up or shut up. Well, if you're complaining about your job, you say, my job is so hard. You complain to your boss. You say, this is such a hard job. I feel so tired. It's so hot in here. I can't take it anymore. Your boss could tell you, put up or shut up. That just means do your job or get out of here, okay? Either you can take it or you can't take it. I don't care. Just means stop complaining, okay? You're always complaining, whining, something's wrong. That means you can take it or you can get out of here. Put up or shut up. Now, another one I want to teach you, okay? Somebody's bark is worse than their bite, okay? Imagine somebody that's always wants to fight with you. You're an idiot. I'm going to kick your butt. All right. You could say that's their bark, just like a dog, right? A dog that has a very strong bark, right? A dog that's got a loud bark. That's a bark, right? Now, a bite, if a dog bites you, right, like that, right? So a person that's always arguing with you, always says, I'm going to kick your ass, something like that. You could say, oh, his bark is worse than his bite. That means he will make a lot of noise, but he won't really hurt you. He can't really do anything. That's bark is worse than his bite, okay? You could also say another thing, okay? Maybe you've heard this before. Put your money where your mouth is. Another idiom, okay? Put your money where your mouth is. Now, if I say, I'm much better than you, I can play basketball much better than you. If I played you in basketball one-on-one, I could beat you. No problem. Now, first thing you could say is, do you want to bet? You want to make a bet? You want to wager some money on that? Or you could say, put your money where your mouth is. That means you said something. Now I want you to bet some money to prove it, right? Put the money where your mouth is. Put the money to back up what you said, all right? So, a few things we learned today, okay? So, once again, put up or shut up just means stop complaining. Do your job, don't complain anymore. You can either do your job or you can leave if your job is too hard for you, okay? All right, let's move on to the next one, okay? This one is, how dare you? Okay, one more time. How dare you? Well, if I say how dare you, it means I can't believe you did something. Now, if we're arguing and I slap you in the face, maybe you can't believe I did that. You'd say, how dare you? How dare you hit me like that? That means you must have a lot of courage to do something like that, because probably after that, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to get you, right? You're in trouble. That's like, how dare you, okay? So let's do that one more time. How dare you? Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. You're set. Okay, one more time. You're set. Okay, now this means that you got exactly what you wanted. Maybe if I'm at work and I say, hey, I got that new job I wanted. I got the promotion. I got all the money I needed. Okay, then you could say, hey, you're set. That just means like, good job. You got what you wanted. You're all set, right? You're set. You're set to go. You're ready for something. You got what you needed, okay? So one more time. You are set. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let it go. Okay, this is very important. This is a useful one to say, okay? Let it go. All right, if you say let it go, that means forget about something, all right? Maybe I say, my dog is dead. And your friend could say, yeah, really, when did it happen? You could say, 10 years ago. Well, then it's time to let it go. It's time to forget about something, right? Let it go. Another thing I want to tell you, let it out. Maybe sometimes you have to cry a little bit. If somebody's really sad and they're crying a little bit, you can say, there, it's okay. Let it out. It means let the tears out. You have to have a little time to cry sometime. Let the bad feeling come out. okay? Or another way you could say this for let it go, just be forget it. Forget about it already, okay? You don't have to think about something anymore. Let it go. Maybe you paid for dinner yesterday, and I say, I have to pay for dinner today. It's only fair. Come on, let me pay, let me pay. You could just say, forget it. Forget about it. Let it go. Stop arguing about this subject. We don't need to talk about this anymore, or we don't need to think about this anymore. Is let it go. So let's practice that one more time. Let it go. All right, means forget about it. And remember, let it out means go ahead and cry, right? You can be a little sad right now. Let the bad feelings out. And one more is forget it, right? Just don't think about it anymore. Don't talk about it anymore. So let it go and forget it. Okay? All right, guys. It's time to get together with a group, and we're going to discuss some questions. So I want you guys to come up with some really good answers to these questions. So find a partner. Get two people together, find your best friend in the room, sit down with them, and we're going to talk about these questions. The first thing I want to know is, do you often feel run down? All right? A lot of students often tell me that they feel run down just because you have so much work to do in school, so much homework. If you're a student, I bet if you look at this finger on your hand, you'll have a big bump here because you write so much, right? Do you feel run down after a week of school? What do you have to do on the weekend? Do you have to go home? Do you have to practice some instrument? Do you have some other lessons on the weekend? Do you start to feel run down? Do you feel like you don't have any energy? Or if you have a job, if you work at a job, what's your job length? Does that make you feel run down? So just tell me, do you guys feel run down if you're a student or if you work? What's that feel like? Okay, and also, what are some ways you know to relax? What do you personally do to relax? If you have a job, what do you do at night after you're done to relax, to feel a little better, to unwind after a hard day? Do you watch TV? Do you drink a lot? What do you do? And if you're a student, what do you do to unwind? Do you like to play computer games? Do you like to read books? What's a good way to unwind? What's a good way to relax after a hard day of school or a hard day of work? So, finally, answer me this last question. Do you work to live or do you live to work? This is an interesting sentence. You can use this for a lot of different things. Do you work to live? That means, do you work to earn money so you can eat food? Or do you live to work? Do you live for your job? Are you a workaholic? Is the only thing you like in your life your job? Tell me which one is more important to you. Do you work just so you can live, or do you live just so you can work? Okay, do you understand that? Okay, so answer me these questions, all right? Do you often feel run down? Why do you feel run down? What are the reasons? Do you have too much work? Is school too hard? What's wrong? Why do you feel run down? Also, what kind of things do you do to relax? Remember, what do you do after a hard day to relax, to unwind, to feel a little more relaxed? And finally, do you work to live or do you live to work? Is your job the most important thing in your life, or do you have other things in your life that are more important than your job? So, get together with your partner, answer these questions. We'll give you a few minutes to talk about this, and then we're going to go around and find out what your ideas are. We're going to go around the room and ask each and every one of you about these questions, okay? So get together with your group and answer these questions for me. Go. All right, folks, it's time for a role play. I want you to get together, and I want you to be in groups of, why don't we get in groups of 2 today, okay? Find a partner. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this. We're going to pretend one of you has a hard job, okay? Or if you're a student, one of you is really had a hard time at school recently. You feel really tired, you feel really worn out. I want you to talk to your friend. Tell them that you feel exhausted. Remember, what's exhausted mean? It means you feel so tired. I feel exhausted. Also, use any of these other sentences that we learned today. I feel run down. I'm feeling under the weather. I'm feeling a lot of stress. I'm dead to the world. Remember, practice these sentences. A lot of these are very useful. Look at your 10 sentences. Find some different ways to express exhaustion. Find some different ways to express that you feel really, really tired, okay? So I want you to talk to your friend, and your friend doesn't just sit there and stare at you. Please ask your friend for some advice, all right? So if you say, oh, at work my boss is making me work so hard, I can never get a moment to breathe, I feel so tired. Think of some ways that you could find to change that. What could you do? Don't just tell them, oh, quit your job. No. Think of some ways you can relax. Tell them some good ways to relax after you go home after a hard day of work. What's a way to relax? So give some advice. I want you to complain to your friend, and I want your friend to turn around and give you some advice. Tell you what they could do to fix this. And then, after you've done that, after we've done that for a few minutes, I want you to reverse roles. That means I want you to change roles. One of you is going to, whoever was the friend before is now going to be the person that's stressed out, that's run down. Switch roles, do the whole thing over, but don't do the exact same role play. Do it a little, change it a little bit, okay? Change the situation a little bit. Now, after we've done this twice, after each of you has had a chance to either be the stressed out person or the friend, we're going to go around the room and we're going to do these. We're going to do these role plays. We're going to show everybody what you've done. So, actually practice. Don't just sit there and blah, 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 talk about something else. Talk about this subject because we're going to go around the room and everybody's going to have to perform their little role play in front of us, okay? So, one of you is stressed out, the other person is going to offer you some advice. Get together with one partner, run through this once, and then we're going to go around